Okay, so here we go with an Edpuzzle doing the same stuff we were doing in class. So number one, the very first thing that you're supposed to do is you're supposed to find the slope. Then pick a point, use the slope, the point from number 2, the point 0b, and you may have been taught 0y, same thing, but b usually stands for the y-intercept, and substitution into the slope formula. Then we solve for b. So number one, we're going to find the slope. So let's look at this one. So again, my slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It doesn't matter which two that you pick. I'm just going to pick the top two because I like to pick the top two. So 16 minus 7 over 7 minus 4. When I do that, 16 minus 7 gets me 9. That gets me 3, so my slope is 3. Awesome. So the next part is we pick a point. I'm just going to pick the top point. So I'm picking the point 4, 7. We have the point 0b, and we have the slope of 3. Ooh, that was an interesting 3. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, and again, I'm going to use the slope formula. All I'm going to do is plug the information in. Now, if you can't remember this, write it on top. This is x1, this is y1. This is x2, this is y2. So we're going to plug this information in. 3, I plug it in. y2 is b. y1 is 7, x2 is 0, x1 is 4. So now, all I need to do is solve for the b. So 3 equals b minus 7 over negative 4. Now 3 is the same thing as 1, or 3 over 1. Sorry about that. I'm going to multiply this direction, and then I'm going to multiply this direction. So I'm going to take 1 and I'm going to multiply it by b minus 7. Then I'm going to take 3 and I'm going to multiply it by negative 4. 1 times b minus 7 is just b minus 7. This would get us negative 12. I add 7 to both sides, and I get b equals negative 5. So we now have the slope is equal to 3. We have our b that we just found is negative 5. So we plug it into y equals mx plus b. So I replace my m with 3, my b with negative 5. And that's all you do. So let's pick another color. Let's go to the next one. We find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I always use the top two. Why? Who knows? 0 minus negative 21. Then on the denominator, 2 minus negative 12. When I do that, I get a slope equals 0 plus 21 over 2 plus 12. So I get 21 over 14. 7 goes into each one of them. So I divide the top and the bottom by 7, and I get 3 over 2. So my slope is 3 over 2. So the next thing I'm supposed to do is I'm going to take my 3 over 2, which is my slope. I'm going to pick one of these points. This one, because it has a 0, I'm going to go ahead and pick the 0 one. I'm going to pick this one because 0 is so nice to use. 2, 0. And then my y-intercept, 0b. And I'm going to plug that in to my slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I replace my m with 3 over 2. I replace my, just in case you forgot, x1, y1. x2, y2. Just in case you forgot. Oops, that's the wrong color. Doesn't really matter, does it? So, b minus 0. Oh, that was lovely. 0 minus 2. Oh, look at how lovely that came out. 3 over 2 equals b over negative 2. So again, I cross multiply. 2 times b equals 3 times negative 2. So 2b equals negative 6. I divide by 2 on both sides, and I get b equals negative 3. So I have a slope of 3 over 2. I have a b of negative 3. So y equals 3 over 2x minus 3. Okay, so the next one. Let's see, we'll go use green this time. So, again, just for you guys, I'll be nice and I'll use the second two, just to show you that it doesn't matter which one I use. So I'm going to find my slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Find my slope. So I do 4 minus 16 over 1 minus negative 3. So on the numerator I get negative 12. This turns to a plus sign, boys and girls, so that is going to be 4 on bottom. So I get negative 3. So now I have a slope. Now I have to pick a point. So I don't have to deal with negatives. I'm going to pick this point right here. So the point 1, 4, the point 0b, and the slope of negative 3. My slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, x1, y1, x2, y2. So I plug it in. Negative 3 equals b minus 4 over 0 minus 1. Noticing that it's always 0 minus 1 on the bottom. It's always 0 minus on the denominator and b minus on the numerator. Negative 3 equals b minus 4 over negative 1. I put that over 1. I do my cross multiplication, so I'm going to multiply this way, and then I'm going to multiply it this way. So 1 times b minus 4 equals negative 3 times negative 1. 1 times b minus 4 is just b minus 4, and this gets 3. So I add 4 to both sides. I get b equals 7. So I have a slope of negative 3. I have a b of 7. So my equation, y equals mx plus b, I just replace the m and the b with negative 3 and 7. Then, one last one. We'll use brown. I never use brown. Okay, I'm going to use these two bottom ones because there is a reason I did this one. They're all positive. That's why. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So my slope, I take 39, I subtract 15. I take 10, I subtract 4. So that gets me a 424 over 6, which gets me a slope of 4. Now, I'm going to use 4 of 15. Why? I don't know. 4 of 15, 0b, and a slope of 4. I'm going to plug it into my slope formula. So 4 equals my y2, b minus, see I just said it was going to be b minus, and then 0 minus. Okay, 4 equals b minus 15 over negative 4. You put the 4 over a 1. You're going to multiply this way. Hey, those look like fall colors. So 1 times b minus 15, 4 times negative 4. So I get b minus 15 equals negative 16. I add 15 to both sides of the equal sign, and I get b equals negative 1. So my slope was equal to 4. My b is equal to negative 1. I plug it in, and I get y equals 4x minus 1. Okay. This one, we still have to find the slope first. So all you have to do is draw your triangle to find the slope. Now, be careful of what this is going up and down by. Do you notice that this is where 0 is? 0 is not down here where you're normally used to it. What are these going down by? Look at this. It goes, this is negative 3, so negative 2, negative 1. So it is going by ones. So the height is going by 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Look down here at the bottom. These are going by ones here also. So over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the slope on that, I take my height, which is 4, and my base, which is 12, and I simplify my fraction to 1/3. Then I pick a point. I'm just going to go ahead and pick this point right here, which is 1, negative 12. Could I have picked 13, negative 8? Sure. But I'm going to use 1, negative 12, the point 0b, and the slope of 1/3. So slope equals y2 minus y1. I didn't change the color this time. I'm going to replace the slope with 1/3. B minus, remember how I said it was going to be b minus? Negative 12. And 0 minus 1. So 1/3 equals b plus 12 over negative 1. So again, we're going to cross multiply. So we're going to go this direction. I'm going to go this direction. When we do that, I have a 3, and I'm going to multiply it by b plus 12. Equals 1 times negative 1. So 3b plus 36, because I'm taking 3 and I'm multiplying by the b, 3 and multiplying it by the 12, equals negative 1. Okay, I'm going to subtract 36 from both sides. Get 3b equals negative 37. Divide by 3. Now, if you notice, 3 does not nicely go into that. That's okay, because all we're doing is finding the equation of the line. It doesn't matter. So my slope is 1/3. My b is negative 37/3. So I plug it in. All I do is replace my my m, sorry about that, and my y-intercept of b. And that is your answer. I am actually going to change colors on this one. Okay, so again, here we have this. Again, we're going to draw, oops, that was horrible. Make sure of what it's going up by or down by. So that would be negative 1, negative 2, so it's going by ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this, it's also going by ones, because that would be there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Look at that. 12 over 6. Aw, that got us 2. That's an amazing one. So which point am I going to use? I don't know. I'm just going to stick with this one right here. And that's negative 9. Oops, negative 9, 1. So I'm going to use the point negative 9, 1 and the point 0b. Okay. So m equals y2 minus y, oh, that was interesting, y. x2 minus x1. Replace my m with 2. Then b minus, again, 1 over 0 minus negative 9. Okay, hopefully we remember negative means a positive. So b minus 1 on the numerator and 9 on the denominator. Again, we put that over 1. We're going to multiply this direction and then this direction. So we have 1 and it's being multiplied by b minus 1, and 2 and it's being multiplied by 9. So I get b minus 1 equals 18. I add 1 to both sides, and I get b equals 19. So my slope for this was 2. My b for this is 19. So all I'm going to do is replace my m and b with 2x plus 19. Okay, let's change the color again. Okay, let's come here. Again, slope. Why can't I? Oh, let's try that again. There we go. Okay, these are also going up by ones. Good to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's what that look like. Is that right? Yep. And this is going up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Oh, well, this is not going to be a pretty one. Look at that. The slope, now mind you, it's negative, isn't it? It's going downhill. That is not a very pretty one. Does it matter? No. So this point right here is the point 2. Did I get that right? Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I did. Okay, that's the point 212. I'm going to use the point 212 and the point 0b. Okay, here we go. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Negative 10 over 11 equals b minus 12 over 0 minus 2. Again, simplify that denominator real quick. Once I do that, I'm going to be multiplying this way, and then I'm going to be multiplying this way. So I'm going to take 11 and I'm going to multiply it by b minus 12, and then negative 10 times negative 2. 11b minus 132 equals 20. I add 132 to both sides, and I get 11b equals 152. FYI, 11 does not go evenly into that, just so you know. So b is just going to be 152 over 11. So my slope for this was fairly ugly. My y-intercept is again also pretty ugly. But it doesn't matter because all we're doing is plugging it into this. So negative 10 over 11, x plus 152 over 11. Okay, number 8. Again, all we're doing is finding slope, boys and girls. All we're doing is finding slope. So slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I take 5, I subtract a negative 7. I take 4 and I subtract a negative 2. I will get slope is equal to 5 plus 7 over 4 plus 2. so that's 12 over 6, which is 2. Okay, that's a pretty nice one. So I have slope is equal to 2, and then I'm going to use the positive one. You could use the negative one if you want. I don't care. So again, we're going to plug it into our formula. So I have 2 equals b minus 5 over 0 minus 4. So 2 equals b minus 5 over negative 4. And put that over 1. I'm going to go this direction. And then I'm going to go this direction. So 1 times b minus 5, 2 times negative 4. When I do that, I get b minus 5, and I get negative 8. I add 5 to both sides. I get b equals negative 3. So my slope was equal to 2, so y equals 2x minus 3. Okay, next one. Different color. I like blue. Blue's my favorite color. So slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I take 11, I subtract a negative 4. I take a negative 4 and I subtract a 6. So my slope is 11 plus 4 over negative 4 minus 6. So I get 15 over negative 10. How'd I do on that one? So I simplify that to get a negative 3 over 2, because 5 goes into both 15 and 10. So I'm going to use the slope of negative 3 over 2, and I don't know, negative 4, 11 sounds like a good thing to use, 0b. Okay, so I'm going to plug it in, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So negative 3 over 2 equals b minus 11 over 0 minus negative 4. Negative 3 over 2 equals b minus 11 over 4. So again, I'm going to, last time I forgot to change the colors when I did this. Sorry about that. So I'm going to multiply those. So we're going to take 2 and we're going to multiply it by b minus 11, negative 3 times the 4. So that's going to give me 2b minus 22, because you have to take the 2 and multiply it here and multiply it there, equals negative 12. I add 22 to both sides of the equal sign. I get 2b equals 10. Divide by 2, and I get b equals 5. And we said that our slope was negative 3 over 2. So our equation of the line, negative 3 over 2x plus 5. Okay, number 10. Green. Again, we find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So my slope is going to be 12 minus a negative 23 over 2 minus a negative 3. I find this to be 12 plus 23 over 2 plus 3. I almost gave the answer away this now. And that's going to get 35 over 5, which is 7. Okay, so my slope is 7. I'm going to use 212 because it's positive. Doesn't matter. And again, we're plugging this into the slope formula. So my slope is 7. b minus 12, 0 minus 2. So b minus 12 over negative 2. I put this over 1. I do cross multiplication. And I get 1 times b minus 12. I get 7 times negative 2. So b minus 12 equals negative 14. I add 12. I get b equals negative 2. We had a slope of 7. So y equals 7x minus 2. Then last but certainly not least, number 11. Again, we're finding the slope. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, 39 minus 9, negative 8 minus a negative 2. I would get 30 on top, negative 8 plus 2, so that would get me 30 over negative 6, which is negative 5. So my slope is negative 5. I'm going to use negative 2, 9, and 0b. Does it matter? Absolutely not. Okay, so slope formula, again, last time you'll hear it on this video. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I replace my m with the negative 5. I do b minus 9. 0 minus negative 2. I get negative 5 equals b minus 9 over 2. Put that over 1. Hey, we could do red, white, and blue. Look at that. We're patriotic. So I take 1, I multiply it by b minus 9. Take negative 5, I multiply it by 2. I get b minus 9 equals negative 10. I add 9 to both sides. I get b equals negative 1. So my slope was negative 5. So negative 5x minus 1. And there you have it.